Given the recent protests nationwide and actions from athletes like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and the St. Louis Rams, what do you view as the role of current and former athletes in social movements?
Yeah, it's a good question. We were just talking about this a little earlier, actually. One of the things you mentioned that here, the Athlete Foundation, and one of the signature programs of our foundation is called Jeter's Leaders, which are kids that go through a 4-year program in high school, and they're leaders not only in their schools but in their community. And one of the themes is social change. So we have always preached to our leaders that their voices are powerful, use their voices, stand up for what they believe in. And we talk about the incidents in Ferguson, in New York, and even the young boy that was shot and killed in Cleveland. I think athletes, when they have that pedestal, if they choose to use it and spread the word and really, I guess, inspire people to talk about it, and you draw in conversation about the topics, which is tragedy, I'm all for it. And then also, the thing that you want is you want these rallies and protests to be productive. You don't want it to lead to more arrests or more violence, but the more conversation around, the better, and that's what we've always inspired, and that's what inspires us about our leaders, is that we know how powerful their voices are, especially at that age. So, we're all for it, and we promote it as a foundation.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
John. Right here. You spent some time with the Albany Yankees, upstate New York.
I did, 6 weeks.
Yeah. Short time, but did you enjoy? You obviously have a lot of fans up here. Are you a fan of upstate New York? Does being up here bring back certain feelings and emotions?
Yeah, that weather. Poor we almost didn't make it. Me and Harold were praying on a plane coming up here. I was here only for a short time. But, I understand a lot of Yankee fans up here in this area, and I enjoyed my time in Albany. They still have a team in Albany, and it was a AA team for us. I thought I'd heard that they didn't have a team, but I'm well aware of the sport that the Yankees have up here, and I enjoyed my time here. It was a step along the way. I've met a lot of people throughout the years saying that they're from Albany, and they saw me play, so there was a lot of support when I was here for that short period of time. Spit them out.
Derek.
I was fortunate enough to cover the 75th anniversary of the Hall of Fame inductions. And it was an amazing experience because I saw a lot of people wearing your shirt, ready for you to be inducted this early, before you had even retired officially. What is that like to know that that's happening already?
Well, I never assume anything. I've never assumed anything. Anytime you see people that are wearing your jersey, it makes you feel good. Anyone that tells you otherwise is lying to you. But I really haven't given that any thought. That's out of my control. The only thing I could control was what I did while I played, and I played for a long time. And then, we'll see what happens. But I don't ever assume anything is going to happen in the future.
Derek, you started your career in '96. And it was this year that you retired. How did the league change from when you first entered the league, to today?
Well, the game has grown much bigger and better, I think, throughout the years. You just look at attendance and the economics and how much money the game is making now, how much player salary has risen, how much more the owners are making. This has been a very profitable business, and it's only grown throughout the years. So I think that's probably the biggest way that it's grown. I think baseball is in a good place, and I think it's going to continue to grow.
Derek, there's been so many different Derek Jeter moments throughout your career. 5 World Series championships, the flip, the dive into the stands. There's so many things that are immortalized in baseball. Do you have any one moment that you pinpoint in your career that you say, that's my favorite moment?
No, I was asked this question too a while ago. It's kind of tough one. The last game, for personal reasons, is freshest in my memory, so that stands out. But like I said earlier, the thing that I'm most proud of is I've had a lot of moments, a lot of special moments throughout the years, and most of them happened in Yankee Stadium. So to be able to share that with the fans in New York is what I'll remember the most.
Derek, you have a lot of young fans that look up to you.
Like your phone case.
My daughter actually couldn't make it today. She had to go to dance practice, so she's a little bummed out. But what's your message to kids nowadays that are playing sports, whether it's baseball or any sport? What's your message to the youth of today?
Have fun playing. You know, I think kids nowadays, they specialize in one particular sport at such an early age. You know, when I was younger, we used to go outside and play every game. Now you don't really see kids outside playing. They're all inside playing video games. You know, there's a time and place for everything, but I said go out, play as many sports as you can, be active, and enjoy yourself, have fun. I think you can't lose sight of the fact that it is a game, you're supposed to enjoy yourself.
Eric, why start the Players Tribune? What's the importance of giving players an avenue to produce their own media?
Yeah, I thought of that idea a few years ago. You know, it's something that you know, I feel as though players need a place that they can tell their stories, whatever story that is, in an unfiltered, unbiased way. Where 100% of their stories and 100% of what's being written is coming directly from them. It's unfiltered, and I don't really think that exists. So it's just another avenue for athletes to say what they want to say. We're not trying to eliminate the media. Look, the media has been responsible for helping me build my career, so we're not in no way, shape, or form trying to eliminate any of the media. It's just giving them another avenue to talk about whatever it is they want to talk about. And sometimes certain media outlets don't have the time or the space to cover some things that athletes are interested in. So we try to look at it almost like a long-form Twitter.
Derek, first of all, I love what you did to your hair. Looks very nice.
Thank you.
I did the same thing.
You didn't have a choice, though.
That's a good point.
Choice.
In your letter, your retirement letter on Facebook, you wrote that you wanted to take some time to do some traveling. Where is the one place that you want to go more than anything else? Other than where you already are, after this,
Can't beat
where's
this
the one place
weather.
you want to go in the world?
Oh, man, you know, it's a good question. Just somewhere in the summer. You know, I haven't had a summer vacation since I was 10, 11 years old, and that was going to my grandmother's house. I'm not complaining, but you know, I've just never had a summer vacation. So wherever it is, somewhere warm, I would go.
The Northeast is a lot nicer in the summer.
I know, it's nicer, so yeah, just
Or
summer
upstate New York.
vacation somewhere is good for me.
Derek, what's the best piece of advice you ever got that you like to share with other people?
SB, I got so much advice, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I've always been focused on work ethic. You know, I've always been taught there's always going to be someone that's better, but there's no reason why someone should outwork you, and I think that applies not only to sports, but it applies to anything that you're trying to do. You have to work harder than other people if you want to be the best, and never be satisfied. You know, I never satisfied. I always try to think of what I can do next to be better.
Derek, you see a lot of athletes, you know, once they retire, you don't hear too much from them ever again. It seems like you've done that the opposite way. During your career, you got your private life very private, and now you're starting to open up more and more interviews, things like this. Why you decided to, you know, turn things up a little bit more about be more personal with the media?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm being more personal. I would say the questions are different that I'm getting. Because, you know, now the questions aren't, Derek, why are you 0 for 4? What happened in the play? Now it's more of what are you going to do from this point forward? So I think the questions have changed a little bit. Opening up, I mean, I feel as though I've always been open. I think there's a line between, you know, what you do as a career and your private life. I'll never cross that line. But, you know, opening up to doing more things now because I was so focused on my baseball career, and I've had a tough time focusing on more than one thing. Now I'm focusing on different things, so you know the questions have changed a little bit.
Derek, the 19...
Two more questions.
What else do you want to do?
I'm sorry, can you start over?
You talked about traveling a little bit, something you want to do now that you're retired. What else are you looking forward to doing as far as personal and professional goals?
Oh man, I have business aspirations, some things that I've started. You know, whether it's the publishing imprint with Simon & Schuster or the Tribune, or there's other verticals of my business career that I'm focusing on. But you know, that takes time. It takes energy, and And, I'm focused on that right now.
Derek, that 1998 season, as a Yankees fan, was probably one of the most incredible things to experience. What was that like for you, that season?
Yeah, well, in my mind, it was probably one of the, or if not the greatest teams. I'm a little biased myself. But, it was a season where everything seemed to go right for us, and, we won 125 games. We were 125 and 50, and I don't think that's going to be done again. So it's just one of those years where it seemed like everything came together, but it was a special group that was together for years, and then that group had a lot of success.
Do you have any regrets?
What's that?
Do you have any regrets?
Oh, regrets? No. I mean, I've made mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I'd like to think I've learned from those mistakes. But in terms of regrets or changing anything, I wouldn't change a thing. Because I was fortunate to do everything that I wanted to do in terms of my career, above and beyond anything I ever expected. So if I could go back and change anything, I'd be afraid to mess it all up, so I wouldn't change anything.
Do you have goals for today's appearance? You're going to be reaching a lot of students and educators. Anything?
Have fun.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun, and that's what I try to do. I mean, students here are very well educated, intelligent, smart. One of my business partners is Thomas Tull, and he graduated from here. So I've heard quite a bit about the school, and just have fun. I'll have fun with Harold up there, and then hopefully try to include the people as much as we can.